guess Miss. Okay. I assume I cannot go? Yeah, no. Only thing I didn't do is going here. No touching. Oh, can we break it? There we go. Smack. Now that's a term furries understand. Hey Griffin, has Rolo been by? Haven't seen him all day. I'm sure he'll show up safe and sound. Smack that, yes. And when he does, tell him there's a strawberry chocolate double scoop waiting for him. On the house. He'll like that. Hey, ye soon? Okay. History Museum. It's laughable, really. Did you happen to see Rolo in there? Nope, just the shadow of a family. Clinging on to a town, clinging on to the past. Cling. Feel free to check for yourself, but don't expect to have your mind blown. Sharper Valentine, a celebration of excellence.
We all know Beacon Pines is a great town. What you may not know is great towns grow from mighty roots. And that is why you cannot tell the story of Beacon Pines without telling the story of one Sharper Valentine. Young Sharper's keen intellect and strong moral fiber led to a grand vision. A vision of a community dedicated to a better tomorrow. In his own
Nobody has ever thought of that.
Tomorrow is within our grasp, but it requires a singular mind to harness it. Lucky for us, he decided to grow that vision here in Beacon Pine. And how does one grow a better tomorrow? With fertilizer, of course. Valentine's Fertilizer Company became the lifeblood of a town yearning for purpose. But then tragedy struck, a scientific experiment gone wrong. An accident which took Sharper away from us far too soon. To this day, we struggle to pick up the pieces. But one foul harvest isn't enough to stop the people of Beacon Pines. The spirit of Sharper Valentine lives on. It lives in the hearts of everyone with a dream for a better tomorrow. Together, we will follow his example and grow a bountiful future.
Together.
Paid for by the Valentine family and the Valentine Fertilizer Capital Reference Fund.
No animals were hurt in the production of this video. That was unhelpful. Agreed. Together, we will devour the very gods. El Biblioteca.
Oh, the cobs I've eaten.
What an exciting book to read! Do you also know the wonderful book that probably doesn't exist but is in movie format? Children of the Corn.
A salad-centric travel guide for the mildly adventurous.
For the mildly adventurous. Okay. Yuck. Why do you say yuck? You're a deer. Is this like... And here's the bunny excitingly eating his steak.
Sally Seashore's simple succulent sundries.
Oh god, it's a tongue twister.
Luca brushed off a smudge of dust. Or Maybe it was flour. 30 recipes so easy you'll doubt it's even edible.
Wow. Is this a cookbook written by Papyrus? Succulent. I mean, it works. I mean, look around. We put dead bodies all the time into the ground.
A peek behind the curtain. The methods and ruminations of Patrick C. Montesquieu.
I don't know. Since this name is French, I would say it's pronounced Montesquieu. Montesquieu, not Montesquieu.
One of the greatest acting minds of our time. By Patrick C. Montesquieu.
Amazing. Oh. Oof.
There were rarely any actual new additions. Simply a variety of existing content rotated into the front display each week.
Yay. Not fooling anyone.
The bottom corner shelf was a dusty array of thick science books. Only one binding was clean enough to read. Cellular Biology and the Chemistry of Mitosis.
Boring. I had that recently, mitosis, but I don't remember exactly what mitosis is. Like, it was explained, but I forgot.
Mycological phosphorescence.
Shrooms. Ugh. More like my complete loss of of interest. This kid is far too much of a dead joker.
The entire top level of the library was devoted to comics, most of which were Hank Atomic and the myriad of lesser revered spin-offs.
Like Spider-Man. Nerd. I read all the books. It's an achievement called Nerd. Hey, Jace. Oh, hey, Luca. Did Rollo come by? Nope. I was actually surprised. He's usually here early on days when a new issue drops. Rollo's the biggest Hank Atomic fan I know. Beside myself, that is. Well, if he does swing by, tell him to meet me you know where. I don't know where? No, he knows where. Roger that, Space Cadet.
Kato volunteered at the library during the summers. He wasn't very social, so he'd dedicate each summer to becoming an expert in a single subject.
Bad decision. I always like that. It's like, you should do volunteering work. It's an experience, you meet people, make new connections. Like, yes, but I'm not getting paid for my time.
Making him a reliable source of very particular knowledge. If you were to ask Kato something he didn't know, he'd escape into the dusty old bookshelves and return with just the right thing.
Hey, Kato.
Kato was lost in his reading. Luca crooked his neck to see the title, Introduction to Melitology.
Melitology? What the heck is melitology? Okay, I will be so mean and look this up, because I'm curious. Melitology. Melitology. Melitology is Greek for bee, and logia is a branch of entomology concerning the scientific study of bees. Okay. I see. The more you know. Hey, Luca, you snuck up on me. Good book? You know, just started it.
He gestured to the shelves.
I'm really running out of books I haven't read yet. So now it's on the wonderful world of bees. Thank you. Turns out bees are pretty cool. They are. For instance, did you know that around 70% of bee species actually live in underground tunnels? This is actually true. I came to that fact not long ago and I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive because we always think like bees live in those beehives. And yet 70% of them actually live in underground tunnels? Yeah. But that if there are two queens in a hive, they will fight to the death for supremacy? Fight. That's interesting, but you haven't seen Rolo around recently, have you? Not since yesterday. Keep an eye out for him, okay? Sure thing. If I see him, you will be the first to know. Ah, the pun. I will answer to that. Oh dear me. What sort of monster puts candy behind a locked door? Oh yeah, Mr. Nuncreed works weird hours sometimes. Reminds me of a streamer who works on weird times. Of course he does. How about you? When do I work? He's 12 years old, he doesn't work. No, what's your name? Luca Van Horn. You new here? Yep, not by choice.
Beck's family moved often, giving her little time to establish any real connections. She would tell you she prefers it that way.
I'm looking for a friend. I'm looking for my friend Rolo. He didn't come home last night. So he's missing? I guess so. Like, missing? Does that sort of thing happen a lot around here?
Luca shifted his feet uncomfortably.
Well, that sucks. Yeah. So I should probably get going. Hey, wait up. What?
Beck pulled a coin from her pocket.
I'm coming with you. What? So says the unlucky penny. Unlucky? Yep. Well, technically it's landed on heads. Leave this kid to find his friend alone. But I always do the opposite. Oh, that's kinda like me and Rolo. I guess Rolo is my unlucky penny. That settles it. A person should never be without their unlucky penny. Let's go find him. The name's Beck. Beck, the black cat. Get it? I have an unlucky penny. I'm a black cat. Pleasure to meet you, Beck. I suppose I could use some help. Try to keep up. Joey, have you seen Rolo around? No, sorry, Luca. I've had my eyes in the dirt looking for beetles. I can't seem to find any. He never came home last night. Do you think it's because it's been colder than normal? I don't see why that would have anything to do with Rolo. No, the beetles. Do you think the temperature confused their circadian rhythm or something? Who's to say? I'm no beetologist. Just keep an eye out for him, would you? Of course. I guess there's nothing new here. Nope. They already fixed it. Wow. Dang, they boarded up the way in. I have questions. Do you see that? They are nailed into the fence. How does this even stay in place? This isn't logical. Oh my god, someone peed in green. Someone peed Mountain Dew in the woods. Property of Valentine Fertilizer Company. Looks old. Cannot cross that. Wow. Nothing else here.
Luca felt a chill as he approached Beck. Her eyes were locked on the strange green liquid. The nearby grass was coated in a fine layer of frost.
Is this sort of thing normal around here? Because puddles of glowing ooze are definitely not what I expected from this place. Oh my god, do you have like ninja turtles in your sewers? I've no idea what this stuff is. Well, the next obvious step is science. An area furries are very good at. And what does science suggest? Poke it with a stick.
Luca watched as Beck dipped a broken tree branch into the goo. Beck's eyes widened as flowers grew from the dead wood.
Okay, I didn't expect that.
First small buds, which quickly bloomed into vibrant petals.
What the? Cool!
As quickly as they had grown, the flowers began to shrivel and turn gray.
Not so
Beck
cool.
dropped the stick with a grunt of disgust.
Okay. So, the science tells us this skunk is weird as hell. Yeah, it seems dangerous. Oh, it's the troublemakers. Hey Tish, look what the cat dragged in. Yep. 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 I don't have time for this now, Iggy. Oh, don't say things like that. It hurts Tish's feelings. I'm that, right, Tish? Yep. She looks fine to me. Wait. Why, hello, princess. I don't think we have been properly introduced. My name is Little Bitch. Biggest name. This is my compatriot Tish. Yup. You've probably heard of us. Can't say I have. I'll forgive you just this once, on account of your being new around here. Why would you hang out with this dud? Oh, he seems pretty alright. Iggy, why do you have to be so... you? Has he even told you that his parents skipped out on him? Shut up. It's true, they got tired of having such a pathetic kid and left him. Iggy, I'm only gonna say this one time. Don't talk about my family. Well, look who's grown backbone now that that the girl's around. First, his pops croaked. Then his mom finally couldn't take it anymore and bounced.
Iggy took a step towards Luca, his sneer lit by the glowing puddle. Beck could see tears welling in Luca's eyes, his fists clenched. Some things about Beacon Pines were very different from the city, but a bully from a hayseed town is really no different from a city bully. Beck took a deep breath and thought.
I'll take this knife and shove it gently between his eyes. Well, time to bust out the shit. Tickles or strange? Bust out the strange? I mean, I'll go with the logical one.
Well, time to bust out the tickles.
Hey Tish, wanna see something cool? Yup. Check it.
Beck lunged forward and began to tickle under Tish's arms.
What the? Tish, is she tickling you? Yup. Yup. Yup.
Tears began to form in Tish's eyes as she gasped for breath between gales of laughter.
Yup. 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 I don't know how a hippo, not a hippo, how she would laugh.
Beck redoubled her efforts until Tish finally had had enough.
Yup. What just happened? She seems nice. Sorry for the interruption. I think you were just threatening us.
Iggy's eyes darted around, a realization dawning on his face that he was now outnumbered.
I just remembered. I have somewhere to be. Mm-hmm. See you around, you kid.
Iggy kicked at the puddle before making his escape.
That's not good. Whoa. What a little creep. Beck, I think you got a little ooze in your hair.
Beck shook the ooze out of her hair as best as she could.
Is it bad? It depends what are your feelings about having a more mature, refined look. God.
Chapter 4. The Best Policy. Luca paused for a moment, catching his breath. He'd only just met Beck, and somehow he already managed to drag her into this mess. Hopefully he could make it up to her. But finding Rollo was his primary concern.
I like Beck. Luca, what the hell are you doing out here? And why did a kid with grey hair just run past us in panic?
Roxy and Fitz looked drained. It was clear they'd spent all day searching.
That's Beck. I don't care who she is. What happened? We were just helping look for Rollo. Luca, I need you to start telling me the truth.
Roxy's temper could often be dismissed as the impatience of an older sibling, but this was the most intense Luca had ever seen her. Her eyes were wild and unfocused, looking straight through
We are running out of
In
time.
a torrent of rambled words and tears, Luca broke down.
Rolo and I were just playing in the Weep Woods yesterday. We were investigating lights at the old Valentine warehouse. But someone was there, in a strange suit. And we hid in the dumpster and had a heavy bag dropped on us. And I think it was a body. And so we ran, but we got split up. And I ran home. And it's all my fault. And now my best friend may never come back. Wow! Just wow! Chiba meme here.
Roxy, still exhausted and angry, softened briefly as her eyes hunted the ground in thought. With a determined sigh, she looked up at Luca.
It's not your fault, Luca. Rhoda's gonna be okay, I promise.
Roxy drew herself up.
I'm gonna fix this. Luca, go home. But I wanna help. This is too dangerous for a kid. Can't just sit around. I have to do something.
Roxy tried to think of the safest place to send Luca.
You go back to that little tree house you two like to play in. Wait there in case Rolo shows up. Sound like a plan?
Luca wiped his cheeks and gave a quick nod.
You did the right thing telling me the truth. Now scoot. You really believe this, his story? What other options do we have? Things have been strange around here leading up to the festival. My dad has been acting weird lately. Well, weirder than normal.
Looking into the puddle, Roxy rubbed her arms to warm up.
Why is it so cold here? This place gives me the willies. Okay.
Mr. Nuncree jumped with a start.
This is the beginning of a new music piece. I call it In the Halls of the Mountain King. Wait, whoa, don't sneak up on me. On an old fellow like that. Whatever. Words. Sorry. Who were you talking to? What?
Luca motioned to the phone booth.
Oh no. I was just checking because I thought I heard it ring. But the damn thing never does, of course. Yeah, I've never seen anyone use it, really. The whole thing's a waste of money, if you ask me. Any word from Rolo yet? Not yet. Long time for a boy to lose his way. Rolo knows those woods too well to get lost. I suppose you're right. Silly boy's antics have this whole town worried sick. Antics? We all know Rolo likes to play his little pranks. You think this is a prank? What other possible explanation could there be? He's not playing a prank and he didn't get lost. Someone took him. I know it. How would you know that? Unless... Luca, is there something else that you know?
Mr. Nuncree gently placed one of his substantial hands on Luca's shoulder.
Dang it, boy. If there is something you know, something that could help your friend, you need to tell folks.
Luca peered up at Mr. Nuncree. Kind eyes warmed a stern face.
Dramatic.
There was a deeper emotion hiding beneath it all. It was subtle, but Luca could sense something eating away at him.
There was a shit lurking behind those eyes. There was a shame lurking behind those eyes.
There was a shame lurking behind those eyes. A deep sadness. If Mr. Nuncreed was that worried about Rollo, maybe he could help.
Yesterday, Rollo and I were messing around at the old Valentine warehouse.
Mr. Nuncreed raised an eyebrow.
Both of you? You were with Rollo when he went missing? Not exactly. I was hiding in the dumpster. The dumpster? What were you doing in there? At first we were just looking around. Then someone in a strange yellow suit came and dumped something on us. We both got scared and ran. That was the last I saw of him. You got scared by some garbage? Well, that's why you don't go skulking in someone's dumpster. But it wasn't garbage. I think it was a body. I'm sure it was just some trash. No, there was a name tag. It said Deep Engineering.
Mr. Nuncreed's shoulders slumped.
I wish you wouldn't have said that.
A deep sigh bellowed from his chest.
Why did you have to? I tried, Luca. God knows I tried to keep you safe.
Luca attempted to take a step back, but Nuncreed's hand clamped down on his shoulder.
But you, Van Horns, just can't help yourselves, can you? You were all so close to being done with this.
With a firm shove, Nuncreed manhandled Luca into the phone booth.
What are you doing? It's out of my hands now.
The door latched shut with a mechanical hiss.
Shit. That's a
As
word
Luca
I have.
pounded the glass, the floor dropped from under his feet. The inside of the phone booth was now a loose capsule plummeting at gravity's whim. Luca winced and pressed his hands to the walls. As he braced for impact, the capsule hurried to a surprisingly smooth stop. He felt a cold rush of air and opened his eyes with hesitance. Two large figures in hazmat suits occluded his view. Luca heard the deep, resigned voice of Mr. Nuncreed over an intercom. He knows too much.
Scully, help me.
The end. Wait. No. This isn't the end. I know there's still much more. Somehow this went wrong. Okay, let's try something else. Well, time to bust out the strange.
Doctor Strange. Alright, Luca, looks like you need a little mud bath. What's wrong with ya? New kid, we're about to pound your friend.
Beck stared in silence, the only sign of life being the twitch of an eye.
It's weird when people don't talk. You? Stop being a weirdo, says the furry to the other furry. Hello, are you some kind of wackadoo? Makes sense, wackadoos travel in packs, and Dot?
At the sight of Iggy taunting Beck, something in Luca snapped. Iggy's smirk shifted to a look of shock as Luca launched himself into his stomach. Iggy's clothes were drenched in the glowing ooze.
You jerk, my clothes are ruined. I'm gonna...
Iggy's voice began to slur as he struggled to get up.
I don't feel so good. Health? Health? Sorry, I just... Oh shit. Yup. Interesting. That was intense. Think it's gonna be okay, right? Nothing about this seems okay.
The person at the warehouse, this strange ooze, and what it did to Iggy. Was Rollo caught up in all of this?
I have to find Rollo. You took the words out of my mouth. Oh no. Whoa there, little buddies. You startled me. What in the dickens are you up in this part of town? What in the dickens? We were just helping to look for Rollo. Oh, you haven't heard the good news? Rollo showed up safe and sound a bit ago. Really? So where was he? It's funny, really. We found him in our jail, and then we thought like, well, we're gonna brainwash him a little bit and then return him and everything is fine. He's just got a little turned around in the woods. They can be disorienting, you know? I'm starting to get that impression. Rollo's at his house now, getting some well-deserved rest. Wow. Wow, that's a relief. You two should scurry along before you get lost yourself. Smile. Yeah, come back. Can't wait to introduce you to Rollo. Oh, that reminds me. Luca, your grandmother was looking for you. She was? She was worried sick. You should march straight home. I guess. Beck, your folks might be getting worried too. I'll walk you home. Totally safe and good idea. I need to talk with Nellie about work anyway.
Beck glanced toward Luca.
Guess all's well that ends well. I'll introduce you to Rollo tomorrow. Sure. Glad he's okay.
Rollo was safe. A wave of relief washed over Luca, which was quickly replaced by a sense of dread. Gran is going to kill me. If he hurried, he might just make it home before sundown. Chapter 4. Our harvest awaits. Luca took a deep breath and gingerly opened the door, steeling himself for Gran's wrath.
You. Gran, I'm home. Everything's fine. Gran? Oh God, she's in the oven, and I'm hungry. Gran? I know I wasn't supposed to go anywhere. I was just helping look for Rollo. Nowhere to be found. Gran? Roxy came over. She was worried about him. So I figured you wouldn't mind if I helped look for him. Turns out Rollo is safe and sound.
Luca was alone. The house was empty.
So, Gran's not back yet. I guess that's a good thing. Nothing to do but sleep, I guess. Face down.
Luca was sitting by the pond, listening to small waves lap against a rock. His father sat in a folding chair in front of him. Without turning, he spoke. "Why don't you grab me some nice bait?" "Sure thing, Dad." Luca hopped over to the tackle box and popped open the lid. Inside was a rolling, buzzing mass. "We're fishing with bees?"
We are fishing with bees? I mean, I heard many things, but fishing with bees?
Luca's father gave a warm chuckle. "Well, you catch more fish with bees than honey. Pick us out a good one."
Not wrong.
Luca closed his eyes and plucked out a bee. He could feel its wings struggle between his finger and thumb.
But if he has bees inside that box, wouldn't the bees just fly away?
Holding it at arm's length, he hurried over. His father deftly baited the hook and examined his work. "Interesting choice." With a practiced flick of the wrist, the line buzzed in a graceful arc. The water accepted it without a splash or ripple. The wrong choice, but I respect it. The pond began to freeze over. Sometimes we gotta make the wrong choice before we can make it right. Pallid ice propagated across the still surface with an alarming speed. Luca scrambled back as the ground beneath him turned cold. "Dad, I don't understand." "Sorry, kiddo. Understanding isn't always part of the deal." The relentless ice shot through the fishing line toward his father. "Dad, look out!" His father casually wound the reel. "None of it's your fault, you know. Never was." "Dad, we have to go." Luca grabbed his father's shoulders, trying to pull him away. "Please, you have to run." The ice crackled as it spread across his father's hands. "That's the thing about fishing, Luca." His chest began to crystallize. "You toss your hook in, and you never know what you're gonna pull out." A shock of searing cold ran up Luca's arms. He gave one last desperate tug. The chair tipped backwards in a single frozen mass. Luca tried to stop the momentum, but it was too late. He watched the icy form of his father slam into the hard ground, shattering into 1,000 pieces that crowded around his feet.
It's Terminator.
"Dad, I don't understand. What does all this mean?" The gentle rustle of leaves was the only reply.
Dreams, man. Weird. Just weird. I love
Luca's
dreams.
eyes struggled to focus on the walkie-talkie.
The talkie-walkie. Rolo?
Faintly, he could hear Rollo amongst the noise.
Luca. Why is this thing so loud? Rolo, is that you? Luca. There? Rolo, it's the middle of the night. Luca, thank God. Listen. I don't know how long this thing will work down here. Down here?
Rollo's voice was coming through more clearly now, but some words were still just static.
Listen to me. Someone grabbed me yesterday. What? The man in the hazmat suit? Took me to some sort of... I think I'm underground. Underground? Are you okay? Kinda. They seem more interested in... For now, at least. Mr. Kerr said you made it back home safe. Kerr? No. Trust. He's... Hold on. Someone's coming.
The signal went silent.
Rolo? Rolo, where are you?
Luca held still, waiting for a response, his pounding heartbeat marking the passage of time.
Okay, I think they're gone. Getting worse. I can barely hear you.
Rollo's voice began to fade.
Losing signal. Not much time. Mission control. You need to... The treehouse. The treehouse.
With that, the signal died for good.
What was he trying to say about the treehouse? What's at the treehouse? The antenna. He wants me to use the antenna in the treehouse to get a better signal. Yes. Rolo, you're a genius, or just a simple-minded fool.
Luca grabbed the walkie-talkie and sprinted to the treehouse.
Zoom. I'm going up here just out of interest, and I cannot because the game just didn't let me.
Luca heard a group of footsteps approaching. He dashed behind the bushes to avoid being spotted.
So, we all understand our roles. You can count on me. Still think we need more time. This wasn't the original plan.
Mr. Tolliver paused, shifting his eyes to one side.
We're all in danger now. I, for one, refuse to sit idly by while the danger persists. Refuse. Hiram, you just keep your wits about you.
Mr. Tolliver took one long, quiet breath.
You're right. You can count on me. Just wish we could have made that deal with Here's Valentine. Here's. It's Ares! Her resources would have still come in handy. As I said, I had no time to contact her after your call this morning. Plans changed. How's Luca holding up? He's fine. We shouldn't lose sight of the fact that this is all. I know very well what all of this is for. We have no choice. Operation Sparkplug has a new objective. Are we in agreement?
The three shared a determined look.
Good. We'll reconvene after the festival. She definitely knows. Gran, why are you meeting with Mrs. Fratelli and Mr. Tolliver late at night? Luca! Jesus, that scared me. Yeah! Dawn, you scared me. How long have you been there? Oh, just a few minutes. Earlier today, I saw Mr. Tolliver and your Gran enter the diner together. When my shift at the newsstand was over, they still hadn't left. So you used the greatest tool of any investigative reporter, my ears. I was wrong. I'm such a fool. I will end the stream now. Time. When they left, I told them here. What do you think they're up to? Whatever it is, they seem organized and determined. Determination. They mentioned the festival. Yeah, I heard that too. Has your Gran been doing anything differently recently? Not really. She just kept making jam out of dead bodies. Anything strange? She got a phone call this morning and rushed out the door. Call from Hiram Tolliver, it seems. She was either furious or terrified. Or both. Luca, be careful out there. I think we might be in the middle of a scoop of a lifetime. I will. Aren't you coming out? No, I'm gonna stake out here for a little bit longer. See ya, Luca. And as I dive down back into the bushes like a true bat. You're weird. What is this? Why is this? I never understand this. Is this really meant to do this for X amount of time to get an achievement? I simply don't know. I did it. I changed the sign. It says now Buckles. Splendid. Did anyone see you? I don't believe so. You were right. It was simple enough to just rearrange the letters. Odd choice for a prank, though. In situations such as these, odd is good.
Two boys shared a mischievous grin.
Can't wait for everyone to see the big reveal. It should be quite memorable. Let's make ourselves scarce for now. They rearranged the letters for this sign. Oh. Better hurry up to the treehouse. Aww. Scripted. Oh no. Oh, but new options. Interesting. Smack and cling and struggle. What?
Luca stuck a toy stretchy hand onto the hook.
A toy stretchy hand.
Those things always get dirty anyway.
I know what it is. What an odd choice. Should we give it to Mom? She likes jewelry. That's a sweet thought, Buckaroo. But I'm not sure she would fully appreciate a pond bracelet. True.
Luca wrapped some tape around the hook. Hey, you never know.
Okay, that would be a strange tape if it works underwater. What is this? It's got a bunch of big words written on it. Let's see, Dad. We regret to inform you that your application for property rights with respect to the Beacon Pines CBD and surrounding area has been rejected. Who is that for? Applicant Valentine Estate. Good. Good.
Luca placed a sinker on the line. Sometimes the best stuff is at the bottom of the pond.
Is it though? One ring. Precious. Oh. Malice 80 proof whiskey. A hard liquor for a hard man. Let's leave that be. takes a real piece of work to leave something like that lying around. Okay, I'm out of here. Goodbye, Dad. Rolo? Rolo? Are you there? Why would it work with the antenna when there is no cable going into this thing that connects to the satellite dish? I'm at the treehouse now, Rolo. Mr. Kerr said you were alright. What happened out there? Dang it, Rolo, where are you? Could we reduce the static? Oh, frick. Who's there?
Luca could only see a cloaked shape behind the rocket.
Got weapons in here, like this shotgun, which is made for kids. So you better come out right now.
He strained to hear as a muffled voice began.
Weapons. How could you hurt something that's already there?
Fear gripped Luca's throat.
Who are you? What? You don't recognize me? I guess I don't even recognize myself anymore.
Luca stared at the ground for a moment, trying to place the dampened voice. The figure shifted slowly from behind the rocket, revealing itself to Luca.
I'm a monster. That applied to you before I did this to you. And now they hunt me like the beast I am. Iggy.
Luca reached over empathetically. Iggy's tone jolted to dejected anger.
Don't touch me. This is all your fault.
Luca slumped to the ground, overwhelmed by guilt.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I lost control. So you couldn't control yourself for a second? And I get to be like this forever? Well, you shithead, you were the asshole to begin with. There must be a way to fix this. Oh? You're gonna be my savior? Perfect little Luca saves the day? With his positive attitude and the power of friendship? Man, this person is self-reflecting hardcore. None of this matters. There's no time. They're after me. They chased me all through Weedwood. I only came here to hide. Hide from who? Who's after you? Luca? Luca! Rolo? It's not safe, Luca. Rolo, where are you? The treehouse. I'm at the treehouse, Rolo. Where are you? No, Luca, the treehouse isn't safe. They said they were going to the treehouse. I was trying to tell you to stay away from the treehouse. Who said they're going to the treehouse? The clipboards. What did I tell ya? Those perennial harvest wackadoos are after me. They've been chasing me, yelling questions at me. What sort of questions? They were saying the same stuff they always do, but it's different now. Less asking, more threatening. I'm gonna figure this out, Iggy. Yeah, well, thanks. Hello, I have a question for you. Would you like to answer some questions? It's very important. Let me write this down. Is anyone present in this arboreal domicile? Crap, they found me. Luca, what's happening? Don't panic. You stay here and I'll see what they want. What the fuck? So there's now an army of red pandas? Hello, Mr. Van Horn. We would like to hear your thoughts. Do you have time for an informal chat? We will be brief. Your time is valuable to us. Be down in just a second. Of course. You have a problem. Luca, you gotta get out of there. Who's out there? Is it them? Yeah, it's the clipboards. A bunch of them. How many? Maybe all of them? And yeah, you were right. They are saying the same stuff, but with the creepy knob cranked to 10. Might young Iggy be present? We would love to hear his thoughts. Run!
Iggy slumped to his knees.
I don't know what to do. I'm just so tired. Luca, what do we do?
Luca grabbed the walkie-talkie and headed for the window.
Follow my lead.
Luca and Iggy climbed up the back of the treehouse to its roof, where Rollo had constructed his MCDC.
MCDC.
The Mission Control Defense Cannon.
Okay. He built an actual laser? Crazy.
From behind the crowd of clipboards, William Kerr strode forward, a warm smile on his face.
Iggy, there you are. You gave all of us a heck of a scare. Go away. Just leave me alone. Oh, I'm sorry, Iggy, but no can do. Don't worry, though. We're here to help. Help? Then why are you chasing me? Luca can talk. Luca, can you talk some sense into your pal here? Just look at him. He's not well. What's wrong with him? What did that gunk do to him? Well, that's a pretty honking big question, Luca. All you need to know is that he's sick. He's real sick, Luca. I just need to let us up there and take care of him. You told me Rollo was okay, that he was back at his place, resting. Yes, poor fella just got a little lost. That's a lie. That is a hurtful thing to say, Luca. I thought we were buddies. Why? Because he lets you ramble on like a wackadoo? Nobody likes you, you creep.
Kerr's smile faltered.
Oh, an actual honest face. For the first time. Why don't you pop on down here so we can have a face-to-face? Yelling like this is gonna give us all heck of a sore throat. And you don't want a sore throat, do you? And who wants that?
Luca's grip tightened on the MCDC.
What did you do to Rollo, you liar? Well, shucks, Luca. The only teeny tiny fib I told you was that he was at home. He is resting and he is perfectly safe. For now, at least. What happens next to him is up to you, Luca. Look around. You're in quite the pickle, and I am the only person in the whole wide world who can help you. You get to decide how this ends.
Luca's mind raced. He was caught in a trap. What do you do when there's no hope? He wiped his cheeks with a sleeve. What are you gonna do, Luca?
Shit. No.
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Fight. He swung the mission control defense cannon around, aiming it confidently at the smirking face of William Kerr.
Kerr. Hey, Mr. Kerr.
Luca summoned his most insolent demeanor.
Rollo sends his regard. Hey. That was uncalled for. More than a little rude. And just plain unsanitary. Luca, I really did think we were good pals. What a shame that it's come to this.
Kerr turned his back on the two boys.
End this.
With a nonchalant wave of the hand, he made his exit. As the clipboards began to slowly advance on the treehouse, Luca looked to Iggy with resignation in his eyes. The end. That escalated quickly. Maybe discretion was the better part of valor here. Let's put a pin in this for now. This is a story about struggle. Luca could hear a machine humming somewhere nearby. He felt around wildly, searching for something, anything that could help. His hands found a hard object, maybe a tile? He yanked it free, lifting the cold stone. Let me go! Luca swung the tile as hard as he could at the shape that still held fast to his leg. He heard the crack of glass as the stone hit the assailant's mask. With a muffled yelp, the hand let go. Luca was free and scrambled to the door. He never looked back once on the long run home. Chapter 3. Everything's fine.
Totally fine.